Hi, this is Benjamin Rolnick, and I want to talk about the art of acknowledgement. So few people know how to truly give a compliment. Like, for example, right now, my dogs are both playing with each other. There's Puffy, he's the white one, and that's Sophia, she's the black one. And there's so many amazing things that are happening right now. Like, I could have said, Puffy, what an amazing jump onto that couch. Puffy, how amazing it is that you're running right now. Oh my God, Sophia, great move. Great counter. Well, there's so much more that I can say. There's so much more that I can acknowledge about life. And they're moving so fast that my thoughts are just not catching up with me. I'm kind of transfixed. I mean, they play pretty rough. And see, what they'll do in a minute is they'll start to really lick each other's faces and love each other. Puffy, what a strategic move to go on the couch. How brilliant. I'm not doing a very good job acknowledging my dogs after, I just thought I was going to make a video about the art of acknowledgement. So maybe I think what the point is that in order to acknowledge well, I have to think about what the other person is feeling, what they're being, where they're at, and really step into their shoes. That was so cute. Oh my God, that was amazing. I hope you guys can see that. I don't even know if I'm going to post this video, but it's definitely pretty funny. Okay, go guys. Go guys. Oh my goodness. This is literally how they play. And then they'll lick each other's faces for such a long time. But what is the secret to acknowledgement? It's so interesting. So maybe what I'll talk about is actually something completely different. So there's something called, there's a chart, and I'm standing in front of a flip chart right now. I'm assuming nobody is going to watch this video at this point because it is a sloppy one, but this is real life. Okay. So if you watch this video to this point, I'm going to teach you something. So, hold on. Get my pen open. Cool. So, there's kind of a, this is sort of the matrix of skill building. So, in the matrix, what we have is we have four quadrants. And they're, shoot, this pen's not that good. And they're illustrated by competence, incompetence, conscious, if you guys can see, and unconscious. Oh my goodness. This is so funny. I'm definitely posting this video now. Yeah, this is real. This is real life. This is what it's like making a video on the fly, not knowing what I'm going to say, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. So here's where I'm going right now. I'm going to go to conscious and competence. Okay, so here's where we all start. We all start in this zone of where unconsciously incompetent. We don't even know what we don't know, and we don't know what we're not good at. And then what happens is that we realize, oh my goodness, I'm not so good at this. So for example, in Puffy playing with Sophia, Puffy is in the place of, this is hypothetical. Obviously what you saw is a bit different than this, but he could be in this place of unconscious incompetence. He doesn't even know that he's not good at playing tag with Sophia. Then one day, he wakes up to a conscious incompetence, that he's playing with Sophia, but for some reason, it's not really working. He's not having fun. She's not having fun. He's not catching her or whatever. So then he moves up and he starts thinking to himself, how do I actually get better at this skill? How do I chase her in a way that she gets uplifted? We play for hours. She's nonstop and she actually keeps chasing me because sometimes she gets very bored and she stops. So he wants to move to this place called conscious competence. And that's a place where he actually has a real skill, but it takes learning, it takes knowledge, it takes education, it takes trial and error, it takes risk, it takes failure. I don't know if you saw it, but he did this move where he did kind of a half jump onto this little chair right there, and the half jump didn't work. He didn't get onto the chair, but then he moved over and he did a move onto the couch right here, and he kind of leaned over and he snapped at her face over the top of the couch, and it really engaged her. It really worked. And then, if you notice, he did that again. Boom, there we go. Now we have an example of real conscious competence. So he could keep doing that and keep doing it and keep doing it, learning how to be great at the skill of chasing Sophia. But see, mastery exists across this divide right here, because there's a big wall between conscious competence and unconscious competence. This is the difference between playing piano and just really taking painstaking amounts of time on every note and really thinking through every single thing that I'm playing versus sitting down and boom, busting out a Rachmaninoff concerto. So this place of unconscious competence, this is the place of true mastery. This is the place where Puffy doesn't even have to think or use tactics anymore. He just looks at Sophia and she starts chasing him. So with all of that said, there's a reason why I brought this up when I was talking about the art of acknowledgement, because on this scheme of conscious competence to unconscious competence, people who are amazingly talented at something are usually unconsciously competent. These are people who have extraordinary musical skill. They've got extraordinary acting skill. They've got extraordinary intellectual academic skill. They're good at math. They're good at science. They're good at walking through nature and spotting frogs. And you could ask somebody like this, how do you do what you do? And they'll have absolutely no clue how to answer you. They'll just confabulate. They'll make up reasons why they're good at what they're doing. They'll just sort of start talking and not know what they're really talking about, because what it is it's unconscious competence. And they probably went through all of these stages, because we all do, but they didn't really have the same level of structure going from incompetence to competence, because they probably had a certain natural level of talent there where they just had it. They had it in their bones. They had it in their blood. So for the art of acknowledgement, there's another element to all of this that I think about, and I call it comprehension. So, for example, somebody who is a third-degree black belt, who spent their whole lives training and really studied, but spent a long time going from incompetence to competence, and then moving from conscious competence to unconscious competence, is going to have a high level of comprehension, because they're really going to have to have understood the mechanics to get to the level that they got to. Whereas somebody who just is really naturally good at what they do, they practice it forever, they never really thought about it, they just did it and it worked. Like people who are just naturally social, they're naturally bubbly, they're naturally happy, it was sort of how they grew up, it was how they raised, it's how they always were. They might have a very low level of comprehension. See, those are not the people you want to talk to if you want advice on how to grow a skill and how to develop something. So I started off this video trying to talk about the art of acknowledgement, because somebody said that I'm good at that. And I totally staggered with it. And what it makes me think is that it's a place in my life that I have a lot of unconscious competence, but not so much comprehension. And I guess this video was an act of self-discovery. Sometimes I reach and there's something there, and sometimes I reach and there's nothing there. So this time there's nothing there, which makes me think that I'm going to think more about this art of acknowledgement thing, so that in another video I can actually teach people how to truly acknowledge other human beings, to make them feel seen and understood, because I think it's important, and it's something that I found to be important for myself, because it feels amazing to light up another human being. Okay, so much love, many blessings, and what's the take home here? Shabbat Shalom. Much love, many blessings, and wherever you are in your life on the spectrum of skill, whether or not you're in a place of incompetence or whether or not you're in a place of competence, my invitation to you is to keep going, to keep growing. There's always another level. There's always a higher level. Because even if you get to a place of unconscious competence, then there's still the place of getting to comprehension. And that's really where you get to share. You get to magnify your expression by contributing and giving to others. So much love, many blessings, and yay, it's the weekend!